My name's Lynnette Allen, and I'm the Family Consumer Science Agent at the Breckinridge County Cooperative Extension Service. Today I'd like to share with you a lesson from Mealtime Manners. It's part of the FCS 4-H curriculum. And today we're going to discuss how to set a place setting. A lot of times in today's busy world, we don't take time to set the table and sit down as a family and have meals together, but it's very important, and during this time when we're at home, this is a great time to practice this. We'll start with just a very basic meal place setting that would work for any breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So we'll start with your plate, and you would want to center that at the chair. It's a good way to measure is to use your thumb, which is about an inch from the tip of your thumb to your first joint, and that's where you'd want to place that plate. Then you're ready to add in your flatware or silverware that we may call it. Let's start with your fork, and we place that on your left side of the plate, about an inch from the bottom of the table. And then we'll lay our napkin there for this setting. Okay, then we'll move to the other side of the plate, and we'd place the knife, and we'd want to be sure and turn the sharp edge toward the plate. And then we place our spoon next to that. Now for our beverages, we would have a drinking glass, could be for water or milk. And then we may also, if it's a formal or an evening meal where we have a dinner row, we may want to add a bread plate. And that would be at the top above the fork. So this is the very basic place setting for a meal. Occasionally we get the opportunity to go to a special event, a banquet, a wedding reception, or to a fancy restaurant, and you may sit down at the table and see several more pieces added. So let's just discuss a few of those. You may see an additional fork, and that is most often a salad fork. It'll be a lot of times smaller or have a little different design to it. An additional knife may be placed up here on your bread plate for you to use. An additional spoon could be placed if there was going to be soup served. And then a dessert, either fork or spoon, may be placed at above the plate. If they were going to be serving hot tea, coffee, or cocoa, there may also be a mug or a cup and saucer included. So this has dressed it up a little bit more and given you more utensils to use throughout the meal. Once the meal starts, you would want to start on the outside and work your way in. So for when the salad is served, you would pick up the fork to the outside. If the soup is served, you would use the spoon to the outside. Once you're finished with those, and there could have been a bowl placed, once you're finished with either the soup bowl or the salad plate, those utensils would be placed in, and it would probably be taken away. So then you're ready for your entree, and again you would start with the next fork and use your knife and spoon if you needed to sweeten your tea or your hot beverage. And once you're finished with that, those utensils are placed on the plate at the 4 and 10 o'clock position, and that signals to the host or to the waiter that you're finished with that plate, and they may take that away then for you. Once you have dessert that they maybe would have brought to you, and they would bring that in another plate. Once you finish your dessert, you would finish that, and they may or may not take that away depending on what else was going on for the evening. Okay, let's go back and just put it all back in place so that you can get one last look. There's our main plate, our fork and napkin, our knife placed back in there, our spoon, our drinks above our knife, we'll just take it back to a basic setting. And there you go. That's a simple setting. Now, there are some other table manners you may want to think about. You want to be a good guest. And so just to always remember to come to the table with clean hands, clean face. Guys, you may want to take that cap off. You should. As you sit down, don't be in a rush. Take your time. Sort of follow the lead of your host. As you're eating, take small bites. Chew it real well. Really enjoy the flavors. Chew with your mouth closed. Try not to talk. If someone asks you a question, just go on and finish chewing, swallow, and then you can answer their question. We want to be sure and remember to keep our phones put away, turned on silent. It's best to put them in your pocket or out of sight. If somebody asks for you to pass the salt and pepper or to pass the salt, go on and pass the pepper with that. If it's a meal where dishes are being passed around the table, it's customary to pass to the right. But if something happens, it goes the other way, that's okay. Just be sure to share with others. And as you're passing the dishes, only take one serving because you want to make sure everybody gets a chance to have all of the food. And again, when you're going through a buffet line, if you're some of the first ones to go through the buffet line, you don't want to take more than one serving of each food. That is just good manners. After you're finished, you want to be sure and wipe use your napkin to wipe your face and hands. Make sure you're not nice and clean. And I didn't mention that, but when you sit down to the meal, you to take your napkin and unfold it and lay it in your lap. So as you're finished, you would lay that napkin back up on the table on the left-hand side of the plate. And then be sure to thank your host and for the meal. If something is not to your liking, you don't want to say, "Ooh, that's awful," or "I hate that." Go on, take a little sample, try it. It's not a big deal to not eat it, but just don't make an issue over that. And it's fun to have a special dinner or set the table occasionally. This weekend's Mother's Day, so this would be a great opportunity to practice this. We'd love to see pictures of your family's table that you've set and made special for everybody. We have simple displays of table settings that we can share with you, so you can contact the Extension office and we can share one of these with you. Thank you for tuning in today.